be what you are, because the definition of a healthy man is swastha. Swastha means, swa means self, and stha means established. The one who is established in his own self or in her own self is called swastha. It means that unless we are established within our own self, till then we won't be healthy, we won't be swastha. Now, to understand how to attain that level, how to attain level of swastha. Swa means self, stha means established. How to become established in our own self is, number one, to go, to achieve, to live in alliance with absolute own self. And what is that self? That self is that purest level which is responsible to make us, to retain us in the state of swastha or in the state of functional level. Because when that swa, that self, that atma, that consciousness, when it goes away, then whatever body we have, it doesn't work, stops working. It means to keep our body functional, that consciousness is required which keeps it alive, which keeps this body functional and alive and lively. It means all these material values, all these limbs, all these parts of body, heart, liver, brain, kidney, and all those parts, whatever healthy they are, unless that consciousness, that self is there, these are of no use. It won't function. And because it functions, because of that consciousness, and that consciousness which is responsible to keep everything functional, that is swa. That is swa. In Kenopanishad, it's beautifully described that who are you? It means, what is Atma? When something is asked that, are you hands? Then why hands stop working when that consciousness goes away? Are you eyes? If you are eyes, then why it stops function when that consciousness goes away? Similarly, all those parts, it means that to keep hands functional, something is required. To keep eyes, to make it able to see, something else is required. So it means, it is said, which is hands of the hand, which is eyes of eyes. That is self, that is swa, that is atma, which keeps or which makes hands functional, hands live, eyes live, able to see things. It means that power, that strength, that energy, or that level of ability to keep all the limbs functional, that is required, which is called swa. And when we are established in that swa, we become swastha. And what are the hindrances? What are the obstacles which keeps us away or deviated or somewhat not absolutely established in that self? That is called stress, strains, guilts, complexes, One tries to behave like somebody is, somebody's ideal is somebody's hero is somebody want to become somebody. So one starts behaving in that manner, in that pattern, in that style. So when somebody idealizes something, then it means that idealization keeps him away from his swa, from his self. And because sometimes somebody is not that confident that whatever he is he or she is established in his own self. Because nature has made everybody unique, everybody very unique. Nature has made rose like roses, jasmine like jasmine, daffodils like daffodils. So it means nature has made everything beautiful. Every individual identity has its own meaning, has its own contribution. So because when one has weak confidence, then one idealizes something different and want to become something different. And when one starts behaving like being somebody else or becoming somebody else, to go, to behave, to do something like which is not the self of that individual, then what happens? One never understands why he is not feeling comfortable, why he or she is not at peace, why he is not able to enjoy life, why he is not satisfied. Because somebody is not realizing that what he or she is made for. For all these things, when you know yourself, you know your ability, you know your qualities, you know your existence in reference of universe, what you are made for, what special purpose you are made for by Mother Nature. Till that time, one keeps on wavering, doing this, doing that, wavering on different things, trying to get happiness, trying to get settlement, trying to get stability, trying to get peace, but one never gets that. And whole life, one is engaged in searching only. So, what one should do, the beautiful thing is that one should realize what he or she is. And to realize that, like in Western European countries, all these so-called advanced countries, People go to counselors, people go to psychiatrists, people go to psychologists to get all the analysis what they are capable of, what they are going to be best in. But the beautiful thing is that when one gets counseling, when gets all the psychoanalysis done, then all these things are done on the level of consciousness of that particular time. When one knows the branches, beautiful branches of Vedic sciences, then one understands that what time is influenced by what radiations. Like we have different fruits in different seasons. All fruits are not found in all seasons. Every season has a particular fruit, and that particular fruit has a different chemical, different acids, different proteins, different glucose, and different all those different chemicals. It means that because in different seasons we get different fruits, it means all those radiations from celestial bodies are responsible to create different chemicals in different trees in the form of different fruits. Similarly, human body behaves differently in different, not in seasons only, in different days it starts behaving differently. Whether it is waxing moon or whether it is waning moons, whether it is this day, whether it is that season, everything influences body, chemicals of body. Why it happens that a very, very efficient, very successful player of cricket or whatever sports we take internationally, whether it is rugby or whether it is football, whatever, why it happens that a person who is very, very good and has very laurels and all those, medals and championships and excellence in their field, why it happens that the same player doesn't perform well in every time? Why it happens? Because the same player who knows same techniques, same perfection, same technologies, same, all the secrets of that game, he knows it, but why he or she is unable to perform that well every time? Because human physiology is affected by those celestial radiations, and we call in sports in a different way. We say no, he or she is not in form nowadays. What does that form means? Why he and she is not in that good form? Because if you convert it into scientific analysis, then we'll get to know that he or she is not performing well because his or her physiology is affected by the radiations of celestial bodies. Like in every different seasons we get different fruits, and different fruits means different chemicals. So similarly, in different times, body is secreting differently. All inner glands, ductless glands, and all those types of glands, they start secreting differently. And our all performances, enthusiasm, ambition, performance, activity, energy level, all these things are, there because of some chemicals behind it. Some enzymes, some hormones, and this good hormone, this bad hormone, this happy hormones, and all these things. So, if we try to understand what all these things are. So what should be the branch? What is the branch to analyze this? So our Vedic science has many branches of knowledge to analyze it, to realize it. One of it is the building you live in. If your building, if you put a plant under your bed and you start irrigating it, put water and give best fertilizer, but if it is under the bed of yours, then it won't grow because you are materially giving very good water, very good fertilizer, all those things. But because it is not getting that right light or energy, then it won't grow. It means that just having food and water, very nourishing food, very nourishing, all protein, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, all those things. Only material value is not enough. Those non-material values, those radiations are very important to keep one thing nourished, healthy, growing, glowing, right? So it means something which is very important, that is the place where you live in. If you are living in a house where you are not receiving, you are not getting those radiations which are required for your body, then your body won't secrete well. It means you won't become healthy. You won't remain healthy in that house because you don't have bright colors, right windows, right doors, and it is not receiving that right sun or that right radiations from different celestial bodies, from different directions. You are not very well aligned with that magnetic field. If you are in line with that, your body reacts differently. If you are against that magnetic field, your body flow, your fluids flow, your fluids, all body fluids have different, magnetic this thing and all those things. Now, so many things are, so many experiments are done and so many informations are there on internet. One can go through that if you face this way or that way, how body functions. So similarly, if your body is not exposed by the right types of radiations from celestial bodies, your body is not aligned magnetically rightly, you are not exposed with right radiations of different colors, different forms, different shapes, you don't live in different right proportions, because every room has a proportion and every proportion has echo, energy pattern, like in a flute. What is there? A flute is empty bamboo. Nothing is there. No walls, no. But only holes are there at some distances. And you simply blow air and different sounds are created. It means, what is sound? Sound is different vibrations, different frequencies of vibration. All do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. It means all in India, it is sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. So if you simply blow the air, and because simple holes are there in, flute, and different sounds are being created when you are closing some holes and you are opening some holes. It means that if you imagine a room, similarly, if it is open at one place or another place, so energy pattern, vibrations will be different. Of course, less than 18 to 20 and more than 20,000 vibrations per second. This range is audible, we can understand, we can hear, feel that sound. But less than this and more than 20,000, we can't hear. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. There are many insects, they feel, they can anticipate, they can, foresee what is going to happen in nature, in the form of earthquake, in the form of rain and all that. There are so many types of frequencies and informations in the nature one can feel. And those are called supernatural powers or extrasensory perceptions and all those things. So similarly, if your body is not exposed by these things, then you are not healthy. So different branches of knowledge, like if it is going to rain, and you know it is going to rain, then you can have an umbrella and you can save yourself. So how to know all these things? There are many branches of knowledge, ancient knowledge, which can tell you that if your house is not right, you are not getting all those right radiations, then you won't be healthy. Like if you keep a plant under your bed, whatever best water or whatever best fertilizer you give to that plant, unless it is not getting right sun, right radiation, it won't grow. Similarly, all the experts of these knowledges, they know that if you're not living in a right house, then you're not having right interior, right color, you don't have right doors at right places, windows at right places, shape of house is right or wrong. So all the experts of these branches, they know that your body is not exposed with the right radiations and it won't keep you healthy. It won't let you remain healthy. So unless you are established within yourselves without any hindrances, without any obstacles, if you are very living with flawless flow, energy of flawless flow, you are in absolute alliance with natural law, then you are established in Swa, that is called Swastha. So when whatever your body is made for, whatever your biochemistry is made for, whatever consciousness is there to keep every individual body, to keep it remain healthy, if it is not in alliance with those natural forces which keeps every plant growing, every animal growing, which keeps all these nitrogen cycle perfect or this system perfect, natural system perfect. So if body is not exposed by those radiations, your body is not healthy. A person is not established in his own self. It means that he or she is not swastha, not established in his or her own self. It means if we know, if we can analyze, if we can realize that these are the forces, these are the factors which keeps us deviated from being swastha, from remaining established in our own self, what our body is made for. Like we have indoor plants, outdoor plants, and many, many, many types of plants. So if indoor plant is kept outside, it won't grow. If outdoor plant is kept inside of a house, it won't grow. It means every body of, whether it is plant or whether it is human body, every body has a different chemistry, And if that chemistry is not having those radiations properly, that it won't remain healthy. It won't be established in his or her own self. So it means to keep us healthy, to keep established in our own self, these branches of knowledge is very, very essentially required. And this branch of knowledge of Vedic science is called SthapatyaVed. Stha means established. So these branches of knowledge, that is also called Vastu Shastra. So these branches of knowledge help you to remain healthy, to swastha, is to establish, to keep yourself, to remain yourself established in your own self, whatever you are made for, your physiology is made for, like all plants, all trees of different fruits and all that. All those things grow in special seasons. So these are the technologies how to keep acclimatized or in alliance with that particular nature in different seasons, in different times, in such a manner so that your body, your physiology, your physiochemistry is in perfect alliance with natural law, and you are getting the best result of that. And as a result, you keep on, like indoor plants, when it starts going to go down and not that shiny, we always immediately put it in sun for a while, and then again indoor plants, we keep it inside. So similarly, these branches of knowledge, they help you when to keep the body where, how much time in which direction, how much time, when to open that window, when to close that window, when we should be in what direction, in what place. So all these branches are very important because these are the branches which affect our body continuously. And we treat body on chemical level. We are feeling something bad and we go to doctor, and doctor says you are in this state, or you are in anxiety, you are in blood pressure, this and that, and starts medicating. But if you go to the reason of that place, reason of that cause, which is causing because of that particular place, you are sitting in a position where your physiology is getting exposure of 48-degree temperature outside. You are having windows and you are having those radiations. And because of that, your bile is going up, your acidity is going up, and you are feeling anxiety, you are feeling blood pressure, you are feeling acidity. So if you go to a doctor, that is good to go to a doctor to get things neutralized. But just realize in very simple terms that if you are feeling acidity and you go to a doctor gives you some antacid, well, acid and alkali neutralizes each other. You will be in relief for a while. But again you sit on the same place, your window is at south-southwest or whatever direction, and you are having all those 48-degree temperature again you will start feeling acidity and anxiety, because that 48-degree temperature, it will increase bile acidity of your physiology. So it means just having treatment of those problems is not enough. The main thing is to address the reason of that problem. And one of the reason could be these pattern of the houses, wrong pattern of the houses, wrong location of doors and windows and colors and proportions. So one should take care of it very seriously. Then what will happen? You can avoid the danger which is yet to come. If you address these things, then that acidity, that anxiety, that blood pressure won't go up, because you are not in front of that window now. You know how these windows and doors and colors and proportions, how they affect your physiology and psychology. So if we understand that, we can avoid the danger, we can avoid the problem which is going to come because of that. And it will help us in remain established in our own self. Swastha. Swa means self, stha means established. So if our body is, our psyche is at comfort level, it is in perfect alliance with all those natural laws, then we are established in Swa, in self. And when we are established in self and we are not in that level which is not in alliance with perfect natural law, then because when we are not in alliance with all those natural forces, magnetic field, radiations, exposure with those light and heat and all that, then what happens? Our body doesn't create that right chemicals, and those chemicals are responsible for our anxiety, blood pressure, stresses and all that. And we keep on taking medicines. We are addressing on surface level. We are addressing the secretion, how to neutralize that secretion. But we are not addressing the root cause of why it is being secreted. So if we stop that reason, the reason of getting anxiety, blood pressure, all those negative things, the stresses, they are eliminated. And we are happily established in our own self. That is called swastha, again and again, establishing in your own self. So when you are established in your own self, you are in perfect alliance with natural law, natural forces, natural energies, then you are swastha. You are established in your own self. It keeps you physically healthy. That's why mentally at peace, and that's why spiritually evolving all the time. So these are the secrets to be healthy, to remain healthy, to attain health perfectly. So, what we should try to understand? We should try to understand that one should be what you are. And to know what you are, there are many branches of knowledge which can tell you that this is your chemical level, this is your quality, this is your psychology, this is your emotional level, this is your spiritual level, this is your physical level, this is your physiochemistry. There are many branches which tells you that. And if you know that this is you, and we have another branches of knowledge which tells you that how to remain in that level and how not to get your body disturbed by all these negative forces by living not properly, when you are not properly aligned with those natural laws, those radiations, those energies, those colors, those patterns, those proportion of ambiences, then, till then, you won't be healthy. So, to be what you are, the first thing is, one should know what you are. So there are many branches of knowledge which tells you what you are. What is your physical level, what is your chemical level, what is your emotional level, what is your biochemistry. There are many branches of knowledge. And to keep all these levels in perfect alliance with natural law, when you are living using all these branches of knowledge, which keeps you in perfect alliance with all those natural forces, then it helps you in keeping you what you are. And when you are kept in that ambience, in that colors, in that shapes, in those types of homes or ambiences or all energy patterns which helps you in remaining what you are. So when you are what you are swastha, you are established in your own self. And when you are established in your own self, then you are physically healthy, mentally at peace, and spiritually enjoying, evolving all the time, enjoying holistically. You know yourself, your location in reference of universe, because you know this is what your chemistry is. And there are many branches of knowledge not explored perfectly, There are many branches of knowledge which tells you how these, radiations, celestial radiations affect your physiology, your ambience, your surrounding, your buildings, how they affect you. So when we know all these branches of knowledge, we know the secret, how to keep yourself, how to keep you as you are. And when we keep ourselves as ourselves, what we are, then we are established in our own self. And we are always physically healthy, mentally at peace, and spiritually evolving all the time. This is very, very important to understand, to eliminate suffering, strains, stress, guilt, complexes, from the society, from individual level and on the mass level, And when individual is happy, then individual makes masses. And when masses are happy, individuals are happy, then society is happy. Then there are so many problems what we are seeing in the world today that won't be there. Because on individual level, one will understand everything on individual level, on mass level, how physiology functions, how psychology functions, When that is pushed or pulled or, deviated by any means, by natural forces or, you are not living in perfect, ambience or radiations or surrounding or, then you are always deviated from your own self and you are not established in your own self. So when you are established in your own self, you are what you are. So be what you are to remain healthy, happy, enjoying, blissful, and contributing. That's why contributing with enthusiasm to the society all the time.